The next day, Moum and Dan-ho decided to tell Yeon-do about their relationship, and when she found out, she loved the news. Later, we see the protagonist's parents telling her and her brother about the closure of the restaurant, which left them quite surprised. But in the end, they understood it was for the best, as the couple no longer had the energy to run the business, especially now that it had lost its customer flow. In the next scene, we see Sung-hyo and his friends deciding to help the elderly woman who works with recyclable waste by renovating her house. By the end, the place looked completely different, so much better, and of course, the woman was deeply grateful. That night, Mi-suk and Hae-suk's friends couldn't stand seeing the two of them fighting anymore. So, they set a trap for the pair. Mi-suk and Hae-suk were locked inside Jae-suk's real estate office. However, even then, there was no way for them to make peace. Their fight turned out even uglier than the last one. However, the next day, the two began to lower the walls they had built in their friendship when one defended the other in a fight against the neighbors, who were bad-mouthing Suk-ryu. The situation even landed them at the police station. But afterward, the two stopped to talk and finally made up. Mi-suk thought Hae-suk didn't want their children together because of the protagonist's illness. However, Hae-suk explained that she never intended to stop them. Her real concern was whether Suk-ryu would be okay. Before the two decided to date, they had always been best friends, and of course, seeing that young girl's suffering also pained Hae-suk. Only after these words did Mi-suk understand her friend's perspective. Now, she began considering giving her blessing to the new couple, especially with Hae-suk promising to protect the protagonist as well. And so, everything was resolved. The next day was the family restaurant's final day of operation. To celebrate, Mi-suk brought all her friends and children to close the place joyfully. Remember that test Moum took to work in Antarctica? Well, she ended up being selected. She was hesitant to tell Dan-ho right after receiving the news, but contrary to her expectations, he fully supported her dreams and said they would wait for her return. Sung-hyo also supported his fiancé's dreams. So, while taking a walk around the neighborhood, he prepared a surprise for her. He renovated the family's old restaurant and handed it over to Suk-ryu so she could prepare her healthy recipes for people to try. Though Sung-hyo executed the project, the idea came from the protagonist's father, and of course, she loved it. That night, our main couple met up with Moum and Dan-ho to throw a small farewell party for Moum, who was leaving for Antarctica for a year of training. But the most emotional goodbye was with her mother, Yeon-do, and Dan-ho. As for the protagonist, the preparations for the restaurant's opening were nearly complete. The cool part? She used her programming skills to develop an app for reservations and takeout orders. Sung-hyo was right when he said every step of her journey was important in shaping who she is today, and that applies to all of us. Regarding our lovebirds' wedding, it was postponed for a year, until the restaurant stabilized and Moum returned to the country. But Sung-hyo's parents decided to renew their vows with a beautiful celebration. 10 months later, we see Sung-hyo receiving the title of city architect, and the protagonist's restaurant became a huge success. The friend group remained close, and Dong-jin was also focused on his career. He passed the exam to become a personal trainer and was already working at the gym. As for Dan-ho, he secured a spot to write an article about a research project in Antarctica, allowing him to reunite with Moum earlier than planned. Hae-suk decided to publish a book sharing her 30 years of experience as a diplomat, and Mi-suk kept improving her English skills. As for the couple, they now had the house blueprints ready. All that was left was for construction to begin. The only complaint I have about this drama is that we didn't get to see the actual wedding. But I can't deny it had a great story and well-developed characters. What did you think of this season? I hope you enjoyed the recap. Leave your suggestions in the comments and subscribe. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share it to support me. See you next time.